CB 101, what's up, yo? We're going to talk today about the exact steps that you need to take this week to sell your next chatbot client this week without having to spend any ads. And I'm putting together and finalizing a little PDF that you guys can see all the different stuff up there on the board. But if you guys have not commented and let me know that you guys want that, drop an emoji and I will get that to you as soon as it's ready. But I want to get right into this stuff, and I want to get right into the topic for today, which is selling your next chatbot client without any ads. And I want to give you the exact steps that you need to take, because I realize that there are some times where I have a little bit of fluff and I talk a little bit. I want to dive right into this stuff today and show you what you need to get into. So the first part is going to be research, and we're going to talk about that and kind of the research that you need to do, right? But then you're going to have to do, there's going to be some what we call outreach, right? Then there's going to be what we call outreach, and then you're going to need some preparation, right? So there's some prep that you're going to have to do, and we'll talk about what you need to prepare in order to actually sell this stuff. And then my good friend Zig Ziglar, he's not a good friend. He's actually one of my people that I wish I got a chance to meet, and he was one of the OGs of sales training and someone who I listened to endlessly when I was brand new and getting into this sales world. So guys, if you're here, oh, there's the camera right here. If you guys are here, let me know. I'd love to know who's here and who's tuning in on this beautiful Sunday that it is right now. And if you're catching this in the future, I hope the day is just as wonderful as it is today. And I hope you are enjoying yourself. So we're going to get into this stuff. And really the reason that I want to talk about this particular topic, right, and really talking about it in regards to not spending any ads, is because I love that chatbots, right, is really something that I'm talking to you right now, can go out there and hustle and get a client this week. And because of the wide open market, because everybody needs one, because it's so easy to demonstrate to them how there is a need and how there is a problem, and it's so easy to demonstrate what it is that you can provide. Well, now all of a sudden you can go out there, and if you can hustle enough, now there is the hustle factor that we'll talk about, but if you can hustle enough, you can actually go out there and close a client this weekend or this week if you're willing to go out there and take action. So I'm gonna approve this person so that they can get in. And I want to make sure that this is in the group. This is just for you guys here, okay? So if I have to thank again, you guys for hanging out in the CB 101. If you guys think that this stuff is valuable and worth your, if it's worth me doing, I always appreciate you dropping, any likes, because that just tells the algorithm that this stuff is valuable. And if you have any questions, throw those down there. If you learn anything, throw those down there, because that will help the community. And frankly, that's why it makes it worth it to do these things, right? The reason, I do a lot of these things is because you guys are so willing to engage and so willing to give back. So it makes it worth it to spend time on these things. Otherwise, I'd just be, building all my clients' chatbots and not hanging out with you guys. But I love you guys so much. So I just ask that if you guys can pay with your thumbs, that would be wonderful. All right, Rose, Wasili, Chris, what's going on? Let's dive into this, okay? So when we talk about chatbots, right, the first step, let's quickly go through this. And, we mentioned a little bit, but you're going to have to figure out what you need or what this person is actually going to, what they're going to need. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to dive into what are their needs, right? What do they actually need? And if you are... I'm curious for your niches, okay? Because a lot of you guys here are selling chatbots. So what do you, there's this weird thing where people don't like sharing what niches they go after. I think that's kind of weird. I mean, whatever. I mean, you guys can do whatever you like, but I can help you a little bit more if you can share your niches. So for example, we've worked a lot in the real estate industry, and one thing that we've found is that they really want buyers and sellers. They just don't want leads. They want buyers. They want sellers. So we never just say we're going to get you leads. Whenever we talk about it, we say we're going to get you 100 buyers. We're going to get you 200 buyers. We're going to get, we generate more buyers and sellers. That's what we do. We don't generate leads. We generate buyers and sellers. We know that that's what they need. when I think about who else is another one that we've worked with closely, right? Another person that that we've worked with closely is gyms and fitness places, right? And obviously they want members, so we call them, hey, we can get you more members, right? Like we call it, like they think of them as members. They're not customers, they're not patients, they're members. So what you've got to know is you've got to know their needs. And I guess the next aspect of this is you've got to know, you've kind of got to speak their vocabulary, right? So you've got to know what it is that they want so that you can offer that to them, right? And I know that a lot of people, they ask, how do you pitch the bot? Well, I'm pitching this. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about their needs. I'm getting into their vocabulary. I'm talking about their challenges. That's really what's big. So Newt says he does music, customer service, and e-com. Okay, so there's one thing that I know about e-com. Then one of their things that they really, really want to be able to do is create follow-ups, right? Like one of the problems that e-commerce has is the ability to track and follow up with the people who didn't actually buy. And how beautiful is it that chatbots, and with a little bit of some extra softwares, and we can do it for ours, and all of the the softwares that we offer make it possible to now track individual website action. And so now what if you said, hey, Mrs. e-commerce store, what if I could actually help you save money by not having to spend any money on add to carts and being able to follow up with an add to cart, with an add to cart message for free? What if you could do that? What if you could follow up with all of your add to carts within 24 hours of them coming onto your page? You can know exactly what it is that they were looking at, and you can follow up within 24 hours in a forum that gets a 90% open rate. Would you want that, Mr. E-commerce owner? They're like, yeah. And they're like, how do you do that? I'm like, well, let's talk about it, right? And so this is the opener, right? So the thing is that you've got to know at the very beginning what it is that they want, so that you can anticipate this stuff, right? Is this making sense? It says you pitch a sales funnel. I don't pitch a sale. Man, I don't call it a sales funnel at all, right? Once again, I'm calling it what they want. What do they want? Do they want ticket sales? Do they want album sales? Do they want subscribers? Do they want webinar registrations? Do they want like you got to speak their language, right? You got to be willing to speak their language. Do they want more clients? Do they want more patients? What do they want? Do they want, like a lot of home service people, right? They just say, I want the phone to ring, right? Okay, do they want the phone to ring, right? Or really, what do they want? That's what used to pitch them on, right? Andrew, Demeter, if you are here, welcome, my man, if you're still listening. It's great to see you hop on. Guys, if you guys haven't taken Andrew's course in Chat Fuel, it's an amazing course that will get you guys set up. So I want to give a special little shout out and a plug to him. Newt says, just tell them you can give them ROI without ads and they'll go crazy. That's exactly it. I know, Amy, that's a huge thing, right? So Amy, there's your verbiage, right? You can just get, like, with the chatbots that we can provide, we can give them ROI without any ad spend, right? Like what's the return on nothing, right? Everything. I love it. All right. So then here's the outreach. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about this, and this is what I'm going to put here. I'm going to put what I call sweat equity, right? Not SWAT equity, sweat equity. Okay. Because a lot of people, I always tell business owners, hey, there's two things. So business owners go, well, why would I pay you to do this? And I tell them, well, you don't have to pay me, but the reason that you're going to pay me is because I've already put in the time. I've already put in the energy. I've already put in the effort to go out and do and learn and build all these things, right? So for you, when it comes to sales, similarly, you've got to put in the time to be able to see the traction, right? I've used the analogy of a water pump. Some of you guys have heard me talk about that before, but I'll use the analogy of like a train, right? Sales is like a train, and trains are they go very, very slow at the beginning. It's like, and it's chugga, and it's like, everything's going really, really hard, really, really fast, but they're not going anywhere, right? People are still on the train station. They're still waving, right? You guys can still see, like, someone's like running and it's like, oh no, I need to hop on, and I'm going to still kind of catch the train. However, as that train picks up steam, as that train continues to put steam in there as that train continues to fuel itself, consistently, right? Well, then what's going to happen is that train is going to have so much momentum that the inertia alone is just going to carry it forward, so that after a while you don't have to put in as much fuel. So for you guys, what you've got to understand is, if you're at the beginning of that journey, if your train is standstill, and the challenge is that a lot of agencies are solopreneurs. A lot of you guys you're the full thing. And so what happens is you go out, you hustle, you get a client, you're like, woo, I made some money in the bank, what? And you're like, you're all pumped. Then you go build that client and you're like, oh yeah, you're like, I'm building, I got this, I'm getting these awesome results. Man, I'm getting these awesome, case studies. This is cool. All the while that week, that 2 weeks, whatever it was, that however long to take, it took you to be able to do that. Well, nothing was going into the sales process. And so when that was happening, well, guess what? Your train was slowing down. It was stopping at a station, right? And so what you had to do is you got to build it up again. And so that's what happens is a lot of agency owners, they have this up and down and up and down and up and down kind of agency, because they go out, they get business, then they come back, they fulfill the business, and then they got to go out, and it's just this teeter-totter of being able to do it. Now, there are some business owners that can manage that, right? There are some people that can handle that. But what I would encourage you to do is to find somebody or some business to be able to do the things that you don't like to do, right? And that's what I would encourage you to do. Just find here in this community, right? If you're a nerd like me and you just want to sit behind the computer and build bots all day, like I love diagrams. I love like being in my head and planning out shit. Like this is what I do. So for me, when I built my agency, the number one thing that I wanted to find was to find someone who just loved to go out and hustle and just loved to go out and talk and connect with people. And because that's what sales is, right? And someone who naturally was willing to put in that sweat equity, because frankly, I'd done that in direct sales and I didn't want to do it again because I didn't want to. So I found somebody who I was trusted enough to be able to do that. And so now we've got, he does that and I do this, and it's great. So for you, if you are someone though that wants to go out and hustle, right, and you want to go out and sell, well, you can find someone in this community who wants to be a bot builder, who wants to be a developer, someone who wants to just, build bots for you, and you pay them this much, to build a bot for you. Or you can come to our agency. That's what we do, right? We might charge a little more than, someone in the group or someone in the community, but that's what we do. Is you can actually come to us, we'll build your bot, we'll give it back to you or your client. And so what's really, really important though, back to my point, what I'm talking about here is you've got to maintain consistency in your outreach, right? So you have to be consistent, okay? So let's talk about what ways that you can be consistent though, okay? I'm gonna put that here in consistency. And when I talk about this, here's what I mean, okay? You can be consistent with people, or what I love about today is you can be consistent with software, right? Whoops. And what I mean by that is that you can have someone like a VA, or you can have someone like my partner who is out there grinding, hustling, connecting, being that person on the ground, hustlers on the block, essentially out there manning, the front lines. And that's definitely one way that you can do it. Or you can put software out there to be able to do it as well. Here's a different analogy, right? You've got to always be kind of protecting your fortress, right? Or else someone's going to get in and steal your business or something let's think of it like that. And you can man it with regular guards, right? Who can walk around, and you can man it. And that's awesome. And that's great. And that's one opportunity to be able to do it because it's a little bit simpler. Maybe it's a little bit cheaper at first, right? It doesn't require a whole lot of technology, but then you can also secure it with different types of security systems, right? With this, which is software and technology. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to leverage, instead of having those guards be there walking around with guns, right, patrolling, you can have these lasers and systems doing that. And those guards can now be working on higher level stuff, right? So that's kind of how I would think about it if I was like an evil genius in a lair. But the point is that you've got to consistently have stuff be going out. And we're talking about doing this without any ads. So what you can do is you can set up softwares, right, where the emails automatically go out. There are LinkedIn softwares that will automatically go out and make connections and send messages for you. There are different softwares, right? We have a software that we offer, when it comes to sending out, emails and stuff like that. So there are lots of ways that you can do and leverage this outreach, so you don't have to be the one individually doing it, but you've got to make sure that it's consistently happening, right? So let me hop back here. And let's take a look. I want to see if you guys have any questions. So guys, if you guys have questions about this stuff, throw those down there. So John is definitely the builder in our situation, and we're going out and selling the stuff. So Newt says, businesses already pay for outsourcing. So what if they could do it much cheaper with chatbots, right? That's absolutely huge, right? Instead of paying, some people pay businesses and softwares and companies hundreds and if not thousands of dollars a month to handle their customer service. Well, what if you could have a software that does it for free, right? That's a big part as well. Newt says, tell them if they want more control of their money. You guys are absolutely right. So I'm curious, what works for you guys? What is some big things that help you in being able to do this? Because I guess we'll talk about here, but people always ask like, what do you say, right? What do you actually say? What I would share with you is your goal here should be to open up the conversation, right? That should be your goal, is to start conversations with business owners. That should be your number one goal, is to start conversations. And there you can let Dale Carnegie take over, right? There you can let How to Win Friends and Influence People. You ask questions, you be interested in other people, you be, compassionate, you follow up, you be genuine, all those, you don't be a dickhead. All those kind of things are important, right? But that's what these things should be focusing on, is generating conversations for you, right? That's what actually they should be doing, is focusing on conversations, right? So what should that be like asking questions? So let's hop in here. Let's see, what time is it? I got a few minutes left. So let me finish here, because I've only got a few minutes left. I got to hop off and get on another team call. So if you guys have any questions, now's your chance to throw them down there. Otherwise, if this kind of stuff is valuable, I'm just going to ask that you pay with your thumbs. You take your thumb out and you smash on that like or that love button. That would mean the world to me, and the algorithm too. So I appreciate it. So you definitely need a chatbot funnel to sell your chatbot funnel. Absolutely, for sure. So what kind of prep do you need? Now let's talk about this, because I think that this is important. So I'm going to slide that baby over there, and I'm going to slide this one over here. Boom, boom. And I'm going to pull that up. I love this software, guys. It's just so fun for me to play with. I'm such a nerd. Here we go. All right. So everything's moving towards conversations. That's what we want. We want conversations. All right. Via software or whatever. All right. Let's do this. And if you guys don't know what this software is, it's draw.io. It's actually recommended to me by someone in the Accelerator program. And I love it, because you can do all this cool schnizzniz. So what do you need to prep, okay? What do you need to prep? Well, once you outreach, right? Remember, our goal is just to send them conversations. So the easiest way to do that is to ask a question, right? Do you want more of this, right? So that's the easiest thing to say, is like, do you want more of, and then in here, you put desired result. If so, I have a software that can do it, that can automate the process for you. If you're interested, just respond. Say something like that. This is what I would say in an email. This is what I would definitely say in an email, right? Do you want more of desired result? Do you want more buyers and sellers? Do you want more members? Do you want more patients? Do you want more clients? Do you want more whatever? I have a software that can automate the process. Process for you. If you're interested, just respond back and I'll send you info on how it works. Okay. Now that's all I would say. And the reason why is because when they respond back, what I'm going to send them is I'm gonna prepare some sort of sales video, right? Or that's probably the easiest thing to do. Or what you could do is you could do like a blog, you know, or I'm gonna say an article. Those are probably the two things that I would do, but I would recommend definitely a video. And what that video should cover, okay, is a couple of things. That video should cover it should cover testimonials, right? It should cover like testimonials. You should put case studies in there. What else can you put in there? You can put testimonials, case studies, or results, right? And then also what should be in there is they should know what your process is, right? They should know what the process is, right? So how do you do it? So for example, you would say, well, we run a Facebook ad and then we put them into here, this automated system, and then we follow up with them with a series of messages, AKA a chatbot. But I don't say that. I just say a series of messages. And then we have them click this button and then they go to wherever you want them, right? Or they schedule, or they buy, or they do whatever they want. What do you want them? You give your phone number, whatever we're trying to get them, right? We tell them our process, right? And then usually what I would share with you is giving them your starting prices. So let them know like what is what is the basement of your prices so that they can at least be ready for that. And if they're not, then they won't move on. And then what I would share with you is also to make sure that that video has an opportunity to take the next step and that next step can be as simple as if you want to schedule more info, right? If you want to schedule more info, then you know, just respond back with some times that work for you. If you want to schedule more, you know, if you want to schedule a time to talk about how we can do this for you, right? You know, you could have them schedule Calendly. That's what we do. We have them like schedule right there on the spot so that they can take the next step right there, right? If they desire. So the opportunity to take the next step, and then you follow up with people, you know, as you should. So here is really what you got to do. You got to research your industry, your niche, a particular business, whatever it is, figure out what they need, figure out how to talk to them, reach out to them, be consistent, either through people or software, right? And your goal is to start conversations. I would just encourage you to ask a question, right? Things like this. Do you want more? This is something that you can send through email, Facebook. I did a digital door knocking training yesterday, which was a little bit more simpler and probably a little bit easier, but this is what I would send through email. And my goal is just to start conversations. And then if they express any interest, I'm going to send them my sales video, right? And it can even be like a PowerPoint presentation where you just have a PowerPoint and then it's just you talking in the background, but you have a sales video, right? An article. If you're really, really deathly afraid of video, and make sure that within that you have testimonials, some of the results that you've had, or some of the results that you have been around. Maybe you're in the accelerator program and you can share some of my results and some of my case studies. That's an opportunity that you can do as well. Make sure that they know the process, right? If you you know, make sure that they know how it is that you are getting them, you know, how you're getting these members or getting these clients or whatever it is, right? They just have a very top level kind of overview of how to do it. And then that you give them the opportunity to take the next step, whatever that is, whether it's to respond back, whether it's to, you know, schedule whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that they have that opportunity as well. All right, guys. So who thought this was valuable? Who thought this was valuable? I'm curious. Who's still here? Who made it? What was valuable? What did you guys learn? Right? I think that's, and then follow up, right? Don't just send one message. Go back and send 2, send 3, send 4, send 5. You know, the fortune is in the follow up, right? So there it is, right there, as Nelly would say, right? So let me zoom out and see if I can get it all in the picture. I guess I'm trying to figure out, because many crash, they deleted all my flows that I made for you guys, so I can't give you those anymore. So I'm trying to figure out what I can give you, and maybe I can just give you these drawings, huh? Would you guys like these drawings? Would that be valuable for you guys? Let me know, because I'm trying to figure out how I can what kind of easy stuff I can give you. That frankly, those flows, although like they were awesome for you, they didn't take a lot of time for me because there were already things that I had built And so I didn't mind giving them to you, right? But it sucks when ManyCrash does what they do. So I'm trying to figure out how I can give you guys more free stuff, because who doesn't like free stuff, right? And so let me know if getting these drawings would be valuable, and we'll start posting those as well. So anywho, if any questions, you guys got like 13 seconds to throw those down there before I got to hip hop out of here as well. All right. I love all you guys. You guys are awesome. It says, do you sell templates or full-fledged bots? So in my accelerator program, you guys can get the templates. I only sell bots to my clients, but I have 5 templates: real estate, e-commerce, live event, home services, and an ad agency one that's available in the accelerator program, along with a bunch of other flows that are available in the group as well. So that's available in the accelerator program. There's a special offer in the group going on right now. So if you guys look back through the post, there's a cool little offer I put together given the ManyCrash situation. So anywho, I love all y'all. Deb says she loves draw.io. Yes, I do too. It's so fun. It's so fun. So many different options, different shapes, arrows, and it's free. It's frizzy. I love free. Who doesn't love free, right? So everyone loves free. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have an amazing weekend, an amazing Sunday, and throw down what you guys are, what your questions are, so that I can answer them as well. And I guess quick last plug, those of you guys who are here, I'm finishing. You guys can see up on the board all of the craziness that's going into the PDF, but I'm finishing right there our PDF for cold prospecting for chatbot clients. So if you guys still have not let me know that you guys want that, I have not forgot about you, but if you still have not let me know that you want that, drop an emoji, and I will make sure that you guys get that too. I love all y'all. Have an amazing one, and we'll see you later.